Oh, up there we go, microphone on. Hello everybody. This camera is like, there we go, that's a bit better. Get the treadmill moving. Get the charts open. Who's in here? Okay, we got some stuff. All right. Good evening, Cons. Good evening, Christopher. Buzzing for this. Been a while since I was last able to catch a stream. Nice. Nice. Good to have you back in here. Good evening, Nicholas. Good evening, English Soldier 82. LSEO Nudge. Ingo, Hostile Power, Jam B, Griff, Nuno, G Rob. Greetings from Portugal. Nuno, I want to go back to Portugal. You're Lisbon? Are you Lisbon based? I think when I was in Lisbon, you said you were around there. Hopefully, I'll be over there again over the summer. But first, obviously, we're off to Dubai. Yes. First, we're off to Dubai. We still have like. You guys, if you're interested in coming along, spending the week in Dubai, we're gonna have a nice big. We've rented a mansion, basically. Well, not quite a mansion, but yeah, we've rented a pretty nice something else. I'm saving your phone number so I can call you about your car's extended warranty. Why? How are people... What are you talking about? Someone from the stream the other day got my mobile number. And I don't know if it's like... If something on here is doxing me or if I just gave it out when I was drunk. I can't actually remember. I was that drunk. Is the stream quality okay? By the way, everybody. It says stream's current bitrate is low. Hopefully it's okay. Lost you for a minute. Okay, hopefully it's sorts itself out. Do I have Quantar open? Is that why? No, I don't. I have closed that. I took some nice trades on the NASDAQ today. We're going to have a look at the NASDAQ. I would like to cover that. But I mean, I guess we got to start with Bitcoin, right? What do we start with? Do we start with Bitcoin or do we take a look at something else? Angie, I'll come if someone buys me a ticket. No. I've managed to cover the team. So... Cake's gonna be there, Hostile Power's gonna be there, Dave's gonna be there, we might have some others gonna be there, and we're gonna be going to token 49. But I can maybe offer a sofa bed for people, but that's about it. You have to book your own flights. But yeah. Anyway, getting on with it. I legit think Apu might pull a SHIB. Yeah. BTC. So laggy. Is it still laggy? Let me just try and sort this out. If stream is lagging. Output. I'm just going to change it to 30 frames per second. Okay, I've changed the stream to 30 frames per second. Sometimes it does get a little laggy. I don't know why. Yes, okay. Stream looks like it's better. Stream status is back to being good again. Okay, right. Yes. Let's start off with Bitcoin. So, a bit of a drop. Obviously, yesterday we were talking about the potential for this to get a move up. Essentially, if we could flip that 69k level again, things were looking really good. And there was the opportunity to bid into that like 66k area. What we had down there was this 4-hour OB. It was holding as support. We had our reference from the Friday lows and we were getting those 4-hour closes above. And then really it was like looking for that move down into like this zone of the chart to offer some kind of support, to sweep into these lows and then see if this could get a move up. It didn't, it fell apart, Asia dumped. And when you actually look at the low time frames, it was relatively easy to see. Now obviously it happened during the Asia session, which is not a session that I trade. However, the price action that we did have this morning was really quite clear. So just going to throw on a couple of things. First of all, you had the daily open. What happened during the daily open? It came up and it took the nearest, like basically buy side liquidity for you ICT people. It took that liquidity, hit maybe some short stops that were there, whatever it was, lost daily open. And this is a type of trade that it's like a bread and butter trade for me on a daily open for Bitcoin. We can go down even onto the 1 minute. And those of you who are in the crew, this is a bit of an old one, but it works, okay? So you have the move up, you take the liquidity on the open, you then lose the open, and then what you're essentially waiting to do is to sell VWAP at that stage. If it happens the opposite way around and you get a move down to take lows, and then you flip daily open, you are looking to buy. But on this occasion, you're looking to sell, to sell any bounces. And this was just riding these VWAP bands down. So you're on this like first standard deviation of the VWAP band all the way down until you reach your first climax. You get a bit of a recovery, try to get a move back in towards the VWAP but kept on rejecting. And then once again, what happens afterwards? You end up back in these VWAP bands and this just continued the trend down, 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 down. And actually then when you add in the sessions themselves, there were some pretty decent opportunities to go short from this. So as we had the London Open, you could see that it made these highs. And if we go onto the 5 minute, back onto the 5 minute, we were watching this when we had the London trading room earlier on. You could just follow the gaps. So the impulses, the big moves down, okay, and then you could just follow the gaps, and where you had basically a big move down, created a gap, okay, you traded into it, sweep those, continuation lower. Once again, you get another move down here, you create this gap, sweep that, continuation lower. Same thing again here, you create a gap, trades into it, continuation lower. And then the first time this really started to flip was when we had this one here that then started to act as, not as support, but you were going into the New York session and it was starting just to control itself and manage to move out of this downtrend. So actually timing the low today was quite easy. In fact, timing the low was as easy as, and I will show you this on the Discord, because I said here, if I show the Discord, we were looking at confluence with the NQ, and as we got some stuff on the NQ, we were saying take our initial balance high and we have a decent reversal on the way, which could help out the Bitcoin, which could help Bitcoin a lot. And I just said up we go, and we had a decent move up. So we were able to get that low really quite nicely, and this was based off of what the Nasdaq was doing. So it was around about In fact, it was exactly at just after the initial balance. So there at like 3:30 p.m. that we then started to get this move up on Bitcoin. So as soon as the Nasdaq confirmed that it was going to be an uptrending day, and it confirmed that it was going to be an uptrending day at this very moment here, okay, 15:30 p.m., 2 hours after the open, that was like send everything, send Nasdaq. So I was long Nasdaq, had a runner at that stage. I should have held this short. I did just short it. I should have held that. Never mind. But yeah, at that time, that's when we started to get that recovery from Bitcoin as well. So actually timing a low today, despite everything that was going on and everything that was crazy, it wasn't that difficult when you understand session times and when you understand the importance of the hours of the day and the importance of time. So we were looking at this as a sweep of London lows in order to get a scalp long. You never came back to that, and then as soon as the Nasdaq and the legacy markets confirmed that they'd be bullish for the day, you got that recovery. So actually trading Bitcoin today was quite nice. And again here, we did mention this in the trading chat. So this was over here. Sweep London low, then a little bounce. And there we go, we had some people that were trading it. Managed to catch the long. So that's Bitcoin on the low time frames for today. And we can see what we've done now, just back testing that VWAP as support. So this, I'm not saying the low is in overall. I still do think that we can come a little bit lower. We've got poor lows on the day now. It's not looking ideal on like the much higher time frames. Well, not much higher time frames, but it's not looking ideal overall. However, yeah, a decent recovery today. We're up, well, how much from the lows? Had a almost 6% bounce from the lows. Currently up 4%. And yeah, being able to catch that was, if you were in the crew and you were in the trading chat, relatively straightforward. So does anyone have any questions on this? At least like today's price action, what we've been seeing today, reasons for some of the trades that have been taken here, and then we'll move on to some of the higher time frame stuff, and I'll just give you a general bias for what I'm looking at overall. You forgot Canto yesterday, or did I miss it? Canto. When we get into the shitcoins, I'll look at Canto. We'll stick with Bitcoin for now. Glyph, I don't pay attention, didn't learn session times. How important are they? They're very important. They're critical. Like, if you know, I'd say with crypto, volume probably narrowly outweighs time as an important factor. I tweeted this a while back. Essentially, you need like 3 things to be able to trade profitably. With legacy markets, like if you're trading the NQ or whatever, or you're trading the ES, you need to know liquidity, you need to know market structure, you need to know time. If you're trading Bitcoin, if you're trading crypto, Bitcoin rather than, altcoins, it's all over the place, they're all crazy. But if you're trading Bitcoin, you need to know liquidity, you need to know market structure, and I would say volume over time, but time of almost equal importance. So if you can understand the relationship that time plays on price action, then it's very important. knowing that the daily open had a setup that happens very, very regularly at that time of the day. Knowing that, we didn't have any news today, so that wasn't particularly important. But knowing that we were going from London session into New York, and therefore if you can sweep a London session and you can get an SFP, you can get acceptance back inside it, then you're likely to trade through that to the other side. Knowing the bias that that session has, so again, going to the NASDAQ, knowing the relationship that crypto has with legacy markets, and knowing that as soon as, this is an 90%. Look, I can go through every single chart here where you can get a bias for the day within the first hour of the day. And you know to a 90% accuracy what the direction of the rest of that session is going to be. Now this works for the New York session, which is where time becomes important. Okay, but this is, I'll go through this. So today, okay, this white line here, I've got a video on this, I've explained this many times before. I've got educational content on this and I've got all sorts of stuff. This white line that you see here is your initial balance. This is the first two 30-minute candles of the New York session. So if you go to the 30-minute time frame, the first two candles of that session is your initial balance. Whichever side gets taken out first, that is the direction you want to trade the entire rest of the session in. So if you take the highs, you want to be looking for higher prices. You want to be looking for entries for long positions because it is highly unlikely that the lows then get taken. So if high goes first, you are going higher. There's a 90% probability that you are going higher, and there is a 90% probability that you are not taking out that low. So you can say to 90% chance that if that high gets taken, you are not taking that low. Therefore, you can base all of the rest of the session off of that. You go to the day before, okay? Here's your initial balance, the white line. The low got taken first. The high did not get taken. You continued lower throughout the session. You go to the day before that. There is your initial balance high. The low gets taken first. You are down for the session. The high never gets taken. Up here, there's your initial balance. Low gets taken. You continue lower. There's your initial balance, low gets taken, you never take the high, you continue lower. Here, high gets taken first, you continue higher. Okay, here, high gets taken first, you continue higher. Low never gets taken. Here, there's this one. Okay, initial balance, you actually peak over it by one tick. One tick. And then it SFPs, but it continues lower throughout the rest of the session. Again here, high gets taken, you get continuation higher, high gets taken, continuation higher, low gets taken, continuation lower. Where's the next one? This is every day, this is 100% so far. There we go. That's the last time it didn't work out. That's the last time that you took both the highs and the lows. That takes you back to the 4th of March, which is a long time ago. So that's how reliable this is and how you can form a bias for the day, and how based off of knowing the relationship between what Bitcoin does and what the legacy markets do, then you kind of know, like, okay, if the NASDAQ's going to be going up, Bitcoin's probably going to be helped out. And therefore, yeah, we know the NASDAQ's looking bullish. We know that Bitcoin, there's not a extremely high correlation between the two, but there is a correlation. So it helps Bitcoin. It gives it that little push that it needs to go, okay, cool. You don't need to dump anymore. Okay, I'm going up today, therefore you can still go up a little bit as well. So that's the theory that we base it off of. And then again, through knowing time, you knew where your session lows were. As soon as they got taken out, look, just pop below it, like for a minute, 2 minutes. Immediately got back above, came back into value, got back out of these VWAP bands. And at this point, this is really important, they were starting to curve up. So when you see contraction of the VWAP bands, oh my God, I'm getting out of breath because I'm walking as well. When you see the VWAP bands start to contract, and at this stage, this was the first time that they were starting to contract. So by that, I mean, look at your VWAP bands, they are expanding down. Okay, they're expanding and following price, constantly down, sloping down, sloping down, sloping down. Yes, okay, it starts to slow, but sloping down, sloping down, sloping down. As soon as they start to contract, okay, you're looking for a move back into value. You're overextended to the downside. You need to bring things back into value, mean reversion, whatever it is you want to call it. So price finds its way back into value, trades back into the VWAP, and holds itself around that VWAP. Now, if this can start sloping up here, and we start to get expansion, once again, of these VWAP bands now that we're above the VWAP, if this starts to expand out, these lines here start to expand out away from VWAP, then you may find the price starts to expand with it. It's just very, very simple stuff. It's understanding like auction market theory, it's understanding volume, it's understanding the trend, it's understanding where value is, and then using time to play off of that as well. What else can we do from today's profile? Can we look at where the session POC is? It's all the way down at the bottom. So again, here you can see that consolidation below. I wonder what happened on this POC. So you did get these. It didn't really repel away from it when it started to move, but yeah. Relax, inhale, exhale. Yeah, I need to like not walk on a treadmill whilst I'm talking or not get too overexcited. But there you go. A little bit of analysis for you or this evening. Smash the like button. Yes, please do. I've never looked at statistics on IBs. Nice little golden nugget there on trend forming afterwards. Cheers for that. No worries. Next question. Do you use levels lower than daily, weekly, monthly as support resistance levels, such as the 4 hour? Why are they even a thing? Yes, I do use the 4 hour, and then I use sessions, like I say. I do use sessions, so almost like this Asia session, London session, New York session, they're like their own little smaller time zones. Yeah. But 4 hour, yeah. 4 hour, most of my trading is based off of the 4 hour. Like a real decent chunk of my trading is based off of the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, I definitely use the 4 hour. Wait, what was I? There we go. We don't want to have the daily view up. We'll do a little bit more higher time frame stuff now. Because Harry, what's your point of view on Bitcoin? Higher, low formed, or dump more? And just a question, not trying to be a pain. Why don't you show a record from an automatic journal? Set the account to show lifetime P&L, improve profitability. Is there any reason? Yeah, like it's. I don't know. Like, why would I? Why do I need to? Like, I showed this today. Most days I show my P&L. That's my P&L for today. There it is. That's my journal. That's shared with the crew. Yeah, I trade live. I don't need to. They're silly questions, right? It's my trading. I do what I want. If you don't like it, then you can just like go somewhere else. But yeah, why would I want that like additional pressure of knowing that like I have thousands, hundreds, however many people like constantly looking at every trade I'm doing? Nah, that's not trading. Trading is an individual sport, individual battle. Anyway, what is your point of view on Bitcoin? Higher, low formed, or dump more? what do I think? So I still am basing this, like 64k was the area that I was looking for as support, essentially. And once again, we're going back to the 4-hour time frame here. So this, and we have confluence here as well. So the confluence being, I mean, we had some confluence yesterday that we were around this POC. Now you lose the POC and this has come down to the value area low. So this is your value area low from what is the whole move up. Okay, and also if you do just take the composite from that low to your high and you draw a fixed range from there, if it loads, then you're coming into what is like the only other high volume node that's really on the chart. So we had extended like a little bit away from value, not too much. There was that extension away from value. Price then either had to continue to hold up here and to form value here and to have that value area high move up, or it has to come back into value. It was testing that POC, loses it, comes down to value area low, comes down to the next high volume node. But yeah, overall, value area low here, 4-hour AB. Draw the fibs, we're also at the 786. So we've got confluence there, and I am buying. So again, for lower the volume node and chart is inefficient. Yeah, this was a little bit. You had this, so I mean, you had this low volume node here, essentially imbalanced within the chart, right? It tried to hold within that, tried to get back into balance there, but wasn't able to. So then, yeah, we trade down into value area low. It's also one-to-one extension from. I mean, there's been a few thingies. There we go. Are you one-to-one from this? Yeah. So you got that one-to-one there. But then it's like, which highs do you take? But yeah, it's one-to-one. You've got confluence here for sure. So anyway, I'm buying. I've spoken about this before. This has been the time that I have, I have been buying this dip. I'm not using leverage or anything like that. I'm just fairly happy with where we are. I think I'm still bullish for the remainder of the year. I still think that prices are going to go much, much higher. Now, if we do drop again, I'm not convinced by today's low. It would be a slightly unusual low to not have a big, like, you know how we put in this low back in the beginning of March, and there was just that like massive liquidations, like loads of liquidations, loads of people wrecked. That like climactic sell-off hasn't really happened. It's just been fairly controlled. The whole move down has been fairly controlled. It's not been on high volume. Okay, you can see volume's been coming down a little bit. In fact, you've got a little bit of volume at these lows. So the buybacks had a bit more volume. You've entered into just about oversold. It could be the low, but it would be a weird one. But then the high was a weird one because it just like rolled over. It wasn't a climactic high. It wasn't like a big like, oh my God, and then a blow off top, which you sometimes get at market tops. So it certainly is not that certainly is not the high. Like that high is not going to last very long, regardless of what happens, in my opinion anyway. Jason, thank you for subscribing. But this low as well, it could get taken out. You might get a spike down, reclaim this level, move back up towards the highs. There's obviously a possibility that we hit 58k. I start to get a little bit... that then becomes problematic. If we hit 58k, I don't like if we bounce back up into here. And the problem that we have with 58k is if you refer back to previous cycle tops. I don't want to get bearish, but the problem with 58k is it then does take out what I would consider like really important support to hold. I don't want to see these lows taken. That's kind of my invalidation, is to see these lows taken. And when you go back to previous cycle tops, okay, you had the low that took the high, you had a correction, but then once you started to take that out, okay, it was okay at this stage, this essentially being like where we are now. It hasn't taken out those lows, but as soon as you do, it was just down, down, down from then on in. It never made another higher high. Okay, it was just down, and it's the same situation on the high that happened before that. Okay, so you have a low which takes a high. As soon as you take that out, you make a lower high, and then you get continuation lower. Yeah. So I don't really think that will happen. I'm still bullish for the rest of the year. And then I've just seen the comment there from Polar Bear Man. I wouldn't be like you. If I'm honest, if you're sat all in cash, you're probably going to miss the low. Like, we're in a bull market, okay? It's highly unlikely that we're just going to, like, what? Is 74k is that it? And we're, like, bearish now? No. Like, no. So the fact that we're here at like a 15% discount, and when you look at alts and they're 30 to 40% down, I see that as an opportunity. And you should have been taking profit on the way up. Yeah? You really should have been taking profit on the way up, which means that you should have capital in order to get back into the market right now. So I don't give a shit if I don't time the bottom properly. I mean, I did it at 38k perfectly, right? I bought 38k, I'm buying 64k. If it goes to 52, so be it. All right, I'm not going to close what I've got here. It's not going to go to 52. I don't see a reason why it would. Okay, if we go to 58 and we bounce, then maybe I need to start managing my risk for a little bit lower. But whilst we're making a higher low, 52 is why would 52 happen? You plan for a 52k when market structure changes. There's no need to plan for it now, because what happens if you're sat in cash and it does this? You're fucked, you're sidelined, and you're out of the whole bull market, because this could be the last opportunity you get before Bitcoin goes to 100k. Like, seriously, this could be the last. So do you start adding in here? I mean, I was adding in here, so I was buying here and I'm buying here. I don't care. I really don't care. I was taking profit on the move up. I'm buying on the move down. And the way that I see it as well, like, my plan is this. My plan is this: we're bullish, okay? We've come out of a bear market, we've made new all-time high. If we're below the previous all-time high, I'm accumulating. To me, that's accumulation. That's where to accumulate. That's where to buy dips. If we're below that. Once we're above previous all-time high, I want to be distributing. Like, I want to be sitting on my hands or selling what I have. But I want to be adding if we're below there. Brother, I've caught crazy dips in the markets. It can happen again. Of course it can happen again. Think outside the box. Why would I think outside the box? Because by thinking outside the box, you're thinking of lower probabilities. And trading is about probabilities. There's a low probability. We're in an uptrend. Nothing has changed. Okay? Nothing has changed. We're in an uptrend. Why would you think outside the box and then, like, yeah? It doesn't make sense to me. I will think inside the box because that's what works. The box. Trade with what you know. You don't know at this stage that like we're still in an uptrend and that's the low. Yeah. And the other thing is we haven't had a dip more than 20% since it was June 2022, wasn't it? That was the last time price moved down more than 20%. And that was the 35%. Here was 20%, this was 20%, this was 20%, this was 20%, this was 20%. Man, oh no, I can't read because I can't read your comments because like I'd rather be in the trade than miss it. Like, I don't know, it's my personal thing. But if you're 100% in cash and it doesn't get to 52k, what are you gonna do? I just like to have exposure, and I don't care. I don't care if it goes low. It's part of that's investing, and I day trade anyway. I don't care if it goes to 52. I'll trade it the same as I would trade it here. Like I'm thinking like spot bags and yeah, overall stuff. Like I traded this move. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop reading your comments. I've got a very, 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 very good track record on dips. If that changes, then you'll be right. But yeah. Anyone who's been watching for a while knows the track record. 64k was the target. That's where we're at. So hey, if we go lower, that's 1 L, I guess. If we trade down to 58, then it's an L on the 64. But 38k was a win. The lows down here are a win. This was a win. This was a win. I'll take 1 L if I need to. And then we go to 58. Then we reassess. Then we bounce back up to 64, then I can short it to 52 then. But we're a long way off of that. Even being like a thingy. Lucifer, why didn't the track record work on Andromeda, Zero, and BBL? I mean, first of all, BBL was just like, it's brand new. And it was trying. I mean, I'm still up 3x on Andromeda. Let's go to my portfolio. I'm still up 3x on this. I bought it at 46 cents. We're at $1.20. Yeah? This is before it existed on centralized exchanges. So I'd say that was pretty good. My buy is there. Pretty good. Zero, I sold that in profit. I bought that at $1, sold it at $1.50. Yeah, it wasn't great. Tier, I bought that at $2. It went to $20. Arkham, I bought that at like 30 cents. It went to $4. Jupiter, I bought that down here. It went up here. Cass, yeah, we'll talk about Cass. Cass, I bought that at 2 cents. Sorry, 0.2 cents. It went to 19 cents. What else? What else do we talk about? Yeah, 100 fucking X. Root I bought here. It's up here. Slurp, you buy now, it will go to $100. We're not talking, nah, man, come on, we're not gonna do meme coins. Like, you guys know how bad of a mood I was in when we hit all-time high because I knew there'd be fucking idiots talking about stupid meme coins all the time because, oh my god, here come all the tourists, all the people that like, meh. It only costs like 20k to mine a Bitcoin. So it'll cost 40k next month then. I don't get that. Still an Ander, yes. Of course. I'm like, the portfolio plays, I'm like, this is for a whole year. So I get rid of stuff that's like underperforming slightly. Beeble was a bit of a shitter, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I might come back to it one day. Probably won't, but might do. But yeah, these portfolio plays are ones that I'm holding. Like, look at the opportunity here on Zeph. Like, you're not going to get many opportunities like this. There's so many opportunities out there. Ander is like, yeah, no-brainer. I would happily add more. If Ander goes back down towards like where I was buying, then I'll accumulate more. But at the moment, I'm just letting this one ride. But yeah, certainly not selling it. I mean, this has been on exchanges for like a couple of weeks. So yeah, Condi, I don't know what that guy's talking about. He has a group though, so he's here doing self-promotion, so he'll just say anything to be contrarian. So fair play. Oh man, I'm in a sassy mood. Just like talking shit about everyone. My apologies. I don't mean it. Is there anything else in the chat? I've kind of gone off. What's this? What do you think about dump to halving prior, at halving or post halving? I mean, we're having a pre-halving dump right now. So I don't know. Polar Bear Man, in the UK, hockey's a girls' sport. I couldn't say that with a straight face. I couldn't say that with a straight face. It is true though. Hockey players here are not hardcore, but yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Right, okay. Bitcoin. Oh man. Value. So we're still within value. I see this as just being a range at the moment. We're at value area low. When you take this move, and if you do have a look at the volume profile for the whole thing, again here, we're at value area low. So we got a little overextended. This is the thing about trading volume profiles. And you can see how this was moving. So if we look at the developing value area, the developing POC, you can see that quite consistently, and I've seen some bullshit going around about like, oh, Bitcoin was trading well above value, I had to correct. No, it wasn't. First of all, it was trading within value for most of the time. You just have to turn your developing value area on so you know where value is. But what it did do is it got a little bit exhausted at the top. It was actually quite slow. It was trading outside of value momentarily, and that was when we had an impulse up. But what happens with like value areas is often it will come to meet price. So you weren't really like massively overextended, but you were unable to get that continuation. So realistically here, once you get this congested up at the top, like it either has to impulse up and go like crazy. It had the couple of back tests of the all-time high. You back tested all-time high here, and then really you've got to go. But it got caught back inside, tested it again, was back inside value area, traded through to the POC, couldn't hold the POC, traded through to the value area low. Now the only slightly concerning thing again here is similar to what we were saying about the VWAP bands. Okay, if you start to see these value areas sloping down, okay, and value starts to be found within here and you're trading within this, what we don't want to have is a situation where Bitcoin is trading like, oh man, I'm not explaining this particularly well. What we don't want to see from Bitcoin right now, okay, your value area is from, oh my god, is from like here to here, and Bitcoin's traded through like this, okay? What we don't want to see is a situation where value is here, Bitcoin breaks down, okay? And then your value moves down to here, okay? So you get that shift, trades down back into the POC, and you start to get that all shifting down. That's a really bad drawing and a bad explanation and a bad everything, but I hope that makes sense. You don't want to see a situation where we're like sideways, drop, sideways, drop, sideways, drop. But so far, we've just done this uptrend, and then we're here. So range after an uptrend is fine, but man, I'm talking weird. If this forms a range, great. That's what I'm saying. Loopy Lou, hey Luke, back in 2020 you mentioned Matic. I bought it at 0.01 at 1 cent and had many a holiday on the profit. Amazing. What price is that now? How was your head after the last live? My head was very bad. I did continue drinking for that entire night, and it did not go very well the next day. Yeah. Did I really talk about Matic at, like, when it was back here? I don't remember that. I didn't make much money from that. So you probably did much better than I did. Matic was probably one of those that I was talking about, but never really took full advantage of. That's awesome. We've got a few minutes left of NASDAQ. Of New York. You were on a YouTube with an American guy. You popped in to talk about shitcoins. Nice. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But hey, I'm glad. That's awesome. Yeah. Shall we talk about some alts? What do we want to look at? What's up on the day? There's been some really nice trades today, actually, to be fair. Zeta. This is some stuff that we charted during the trading room this morning. So for any of you who are interested, if there is anybody that's new here, then welcome. I hope you're enjoying. Please do hit the like button as well whilst you're here. Please smash that like button. It does help with the algorithm and all of those things. So I would very much appreciate it. Yeah, we had some decent trades today. No, I was going to say some more. We got 100 viewers. So yeah, if there is anyone that's new, Robot, you're not new, are you? Maybe, no, Rocot. I know a I don't know. Maybe you're new. Welcome if you are new. If you are new, welcome. But yeah, if you want to learn any more about our community, we do have a trading community. We're constantly trading together. There's always activity. We did a trading room this morning where we were watching the dump in progress. Then managed to, find some pretty good some pretty good trades during that trading room. So a few of these that we'll go over there. And we do trading rooms on a daily basis. We've got tons of educational content. You'll get access to the Discord. You'll get to see all of the trades that are taken. For the people who are weird, then I do that with transparency. So that's my journal for today. We got the French Bull sharing his setups and everything over there. We got Randall. We got Cake. We got Delirium. We got Fugazi. So these are the coaches always sharing their ideas. We got our trading chat over here. So really, really active and engaged community, looking at all of the price action that's going on, not just on Bitcoin, but across legacy markets, across altcoins, across everything else. We've got a ton of channels down here. And then we've got all of our educational content as well. So you can learn more about the auction market theory, the TPO theory that I've been talking about at the beginning of this live stream. You can learn more about volume analysis. You can learn more about Fibonacci's, CVD, divergences, all of this kind of stuff. And we got some other stuff. We got a nice on-chain analysis section where you can find airdrops. You can find all of this stuff, talking about new projects that are launching. So if you are interested in joining the crew, link is in the description below. You can go to tauruscrypto.com and then you can click on join the crew and you are able to then join the crew. So if you do go over onto that, let's bring this up. You get the website over here. You can click on join crew. That takes you over to wop.com. And then you can choose to join. If there are any existing crew members, if you would like to leave us a 5-star review, I'd very much appreciate it. And there you go. Polar Bear Man, thank you, Polar Bear Man. Give this man some likes, thank you. I like you now. I thought you were a bit annoying before, but I like you now. Hi Luke, what are your thoughts on Trias, including tokenomics on KuCoin? I've not seen that before. So, yeah. TripAdvisor rating 5 stars. Anyway, right. Let's talk about some of the trades from earlier. So, we took a Zeta long. Again, I've shared these. I shared these on Twitter. We were looking at stacks. This one held out brilliantly, and this is one of the narratives that I'm really looking at the moment. So what I'm really hoping to see over the next coming weeks is a movement out of the stupid memes and maybe a movement out of the AI stuff. And I'm paying a lot of attention on layer 1s and BRC20, Bitcoin layer 2s at the moment. Maybe Ethereum layer 2s. I did get into Ethereum layer 2s a little bit earlier on in the week when the ETH upgrade happened. I thought maybe the layer 2s would have a bit more of an effect, but it turned out to be maybe more of a sell than use type of thing. I wasn't thinking it was hyped enough to be a sell than use, but clearly it was. So yeah, memes are getting a bit too hot, but I'm looking at stuff like this, like really good layer 1 plays. So I've been going into Sui, been buying Sui, been buying Sai, been buying Aptos, Tia, another layer 1, had a really good recovery today. Stacks being a BRC20, Bitcoin, no, is it BRC20 or is it, no, it's a Bitcoin, there's something like that. It's a Bitcoin ecosystem token. Stark actually had a decent move, coming back down to range lows again here. Again, I bought into that a little bit earlier because this was in the whole ETH layer 2 hype, but that looks like it might be back in profit for me again here. What else do we have? Dimension took out some lows. We had a bunch of good stuff. I need to check. What was it? What were the longs we took earlier? Jupiter, Dimension, Zeta, AVAX, Stacks. So Stacks, long, Jupe. Where's Jupe? I don't know if I'm in profit on all of these. Yes, Jupe. Took out the lows, got a decent bounce. AVAX. So these are the things I'm looking at the moment. AVAX had a nice move down. Decent bounce from that. Outperforming. So going into these outperforming assets, the ones that are resilient to the drop. Yeah, and then I've shown you Zeta Dimension as well. So yeah, some nice little pops. Khaled, I think we will continue down. Yeah. Lucifer, are you just Lucifer? You know he was my He says, I think you should consider partnering up with a guy called Luxury for a live stream. You do know who his mentor was. who got him doing this in the first place. But yeah, nice to know. Zwift Ace. Man, you can tell, you can tell that people are coming back that are like, this is what I was worried about with crypto, man. Like, so many people who got wrecked during the bear market disappeared, and then they're all coming back. You got the trolls coming back. Like, crypto, it was a really nice space. Like, the bear market was nice. We were all making money. We were all doing well. And then all the tourists start coming back in again. And it's very, very annoying because I find it hard not to not to talk to the trolls. I have a hard time seeing AI narrative going away. No, yeah, I don't think it's going to go away. We're clearly going through a big AI bubble across everything. Like, you look to, like, look at what Nvidia's doing. Still, like, the greatest trade of all time, by the way. What are we at now on this? I'm still holding this, and I took this on a live stream. I took this very trade during a live stream. Nvidia at $110. Took that very, very trade. And that's now, yeah, I mean, that's a 10x basically. From where we are, that's hit 1,000. Luxury collab would be awesome. Do you know if he'd be up for it? Well, I might ask him. We'll see. Like certain other people who were once part of the community, I maybe wouldn't, but Luxury knows what he's talking about. Luxury is a good trader. Looks like Coinbase is having some problems again. Why is that? Is that why we're getting a bit of a move down? I actually need to. What's going on? I needed to make a withdrawal out of Coinbase earlier. It must be having problems, yeah, because my assets are not showing up. Or I did a transfer into Coinbase earlier and it's not there yet. So I transferred some USDT into Coinbase earlier. It hasn't shown up. Weird. It's time we admit trading is just a glorified gambling addiction. Well, yeah, like, essentially, I mean, it is and it isn't. I've never been a gambler, so I can't say if it's similar or not. I have never been into that. And I am very, very risk averse. In general. Which is why I think like compared to like the size, I think that's why I'm just so relaxed when it comes to dips, because I just go in with like very little risk. I'm very risk averse naturally, so I never use leverage. I never do any of that kind of thing. So I don't consider it to be gambling. My trading, even when I'm just doing like day trades, I consider it more like a sport or like a game of strategy rather than gambling, because I don't care. Like I'm not thinking about it for the money. The money is a byproduct of it, and naturally you make money by like taking good trades, but I don't think about the money when I trade. I just like to be right. So yeah, I don't think you could call it like gambling, because with gambling you go in it 100% to try and make money. With trading, I don't go into a trade wanting to make money. I go into a trade wanting to be right and wanting to be like, I understood that. The market did what I thought it would do. That's kind of cool. And also because like if I'm saying something and other people are listening and other people are making money off of it, then I like that. So yeah, it's very different. I think for some people certainly trading is gambling, but not for me. I think there's a very, very big difference. And it depends on how you trade. Do Canto, please. If you really want me to chart some shitcoin, then you got a super chat. I'll have a look at it. What is it? Canto USDT. I mean, it looks terrible. What the hell? Like, there's no liquidity here. But let's have a look. I've charted this before. Whoever this is, I've done this before. And you're asking me to do it again. I don't know. What is going on? Why do I have these lines? What was I looking at? Is this the right chart? Is the one with more history? No. Yeah, it looks okay. Looks fine. 200 EMA dailies here. You'll be around the golden pocket from high to low. I have nothing to say on this. if you like it fundamentally, then great. Like, the nice thing about this is it is new, I believe, unless this has been around on other exchanges. So it hasn't yet had a proper market cycle, so therefore you can consider this to be its big accumulation. It's just not a very nice looking chart. I can't really read anything into that. I don't know about it. I don't know. Yeah. You're back above your VWAP, but it's never really paid any attention to VWAP before. POC's all the way down here. It's probably going higher, though. The whole market is. It's been resilient through this dip, so it's probably going higher. There you go. That's all I can say. Phantom. Isn't this weird, right? I hadn't heard anything of Phantom for like years. And then suddenly, everyone on crypto Twitter suddenly has a bag of Phantom. And they're like, oh my God, thank God for Phantom for saving my portfolio. Like, you don't have a bag of Phantom. Shut up. You're just talking about this because it's what's trending. Like, yes, FTM, it's been pumping. Great. I don't have a bag of it. I don't care. You could have timed this. The thing is, it's been bubbling for a while. I didn't bother buying it, but it had been bubbling for a while. You had the Paolo guy starting to become active again. This chart is so old, man. But you had that Paolo guy who was starting to become active again. There was opportunities there earlier this month. And yeah, it's doing well now. But it's like suddenly, I mean, everyone, all you do, like, look across crypto Twitter, it's like, oh my God, Phantom, my Phantom position. No, they're just showing a chart and how much percent it's up in a day, being like, oh my God, because this is the only thing up in the dip. Like, I'm gonna pretend I've got a bag of it. I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 people who are like chatting about Phantom today do not hold any Phantom. Don't fall for the FOMO. Like, it's up because it's a layer 1. And they're all doing well at the moment. But, yeah, look. See, I actually do have a bag of Aptos, so to all the people who are saying they bought Phantom when they didn't. But yeah, whatever. Seriously, I saw so many people. I like it though. So if Phantom is pumping, I was gonna say you might want to look at CRV because it's the same guy, or at least that founded CRV. I think it's the same guy as Phantom. So that could be a good little dip to buy. I know CRV is ETH ecosystem, but same dev. I think, unless I'm getting something completely wrong. I think that it's the same dev. It's that Paolo dude. Or Pablo, or whatever his name is. Oh man, right, I think I might wrap it up. Ondo. That is up a lot. What is Ondo? Don't know what that is. Why is everything... moving averages everywhere. Yeah, this Coinbase is being weird because I've got a thing that says received tether. So I received tether, but it's not showing up in my account balance. I need to buy some stuff. I'm so poor. My bank balance is so empty because it's all in crypto that I need to cash out. Let me get to my USDT, man. Anyway, cool. Right, I am calling it there. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bitcoin trying to hold here. So if we do want some last minute stuff. I mean, this just started dropping after New York close, right? Oh no, that's only just happened. Is Nasdaq just dipping into close? No, it's not. I don't know. Whatever. It's trying to make another higher low. Failed to do it yesterday. Let's see if we can do it today. But anyway, decent little bounce. We're at that 64k area. See how it goes. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.